I just can't imagine that Kyle Shanahan, after going through the Jimmy Garoppolo experience and working so hard to remain um, a quarterback bachelor for so long, that he really wanted to commit himself so aggressively to Brock Purdy. To
Oh,
me,
he said it. He said
yeah, he
that's his
said it.
quarterback he wants to win with.
He said that's the only quarterback he wants as long as he's here, or that's the only quarterback he's going to get as long as he's here.
So when he
Is it
quits next
possible?
year,
To me, like, I think the Yorks love Brock Purdy. He's marketable.
yeah,
He's wholesome. Everyone loves him. He's not like Jimmy, who was kind of
I think
controversial.
Kyle loves Brock Purdy as well. He
I
lets him yell at him.
don't.
He does what he's told. He runs his system well. The only thing I think Kyle hates is when he starts scrambling. But I think Kyle likes him. I really do. I think
I
Kyle
think he
loves
liked
that
him
he
at
can shout at him.
$900,000, but I don't think he wants to be tied to him. And so I wonder if Mac Jones and Curtis Rourke were like Kyle's guys. It's like, all right, Yorks, if you guys want to invest in Brock, I can't tell you how to run your team. It's your money. Absolutely, man. But like, I am going to bring in some backup quarterbacks that I really like. And
Or
if anything were to happen to Brock, God forbid, and Mac goes in the game and plays just as well or better, well, we'll deal with that when it happens. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But
how about this hot take? Purdy isn't Kyle's guy. Kyle hates him. Purdy's Salah's guy. Salah is the one banging the table. You need to sign this kid. He beat the brakes off me last year, and I had Hall of Famer Aaron Rodgers, and he outdueled him single-handedly. And so
I didn't know. I had no answers.
So Salah's banging the table. No, I think Kyle and the Yorks. I could agree with that actually, because I think his deal is structured like that, where the Yorks like, we really like him, and Kyle's like, I don't know. Kyle's like, are you sure? And then they're like, we like him, and he goes, are you sure? And then they go, okay, let's do a contract where we like him, but we're not sure if he likes us back. And Kyle's like, much better. And because that way,
he didn't handpick Purdy, just like he didn't handpick Jimmy. He was sort of like gifted those guys, and he worked with them. And with Jimmy, he was frustrated, and they had to pay him a lot of money, and he kept getting hurt, and he wasn't that serious. But they won a lot with Jimmy. With Brock, really had to be appreciative of Brock because the guy he handpicked and Trey Lance didn't work. But it seemed like the quarterbacks Kyle has handpicked, like Sam Darnold, Mac Jones, and now Curtis Rourke, although that might have been a Mick Lombardi. I'm not even going to say Curtis Rourke. I'm going to say Mac Jones. Mac Jones feels like the new Sam Darnold. And I wonder, like, if the season's going bad and Kyle feels that he's going to be held responsible for it because the team is so invested in Brock, would it be in his interest to, like, show the team what it looks like with Mac? I don't know. I'm getting ahead of myself.
I don't think Kyle will bench Purdy this year. Because I think, here's the thing, right? If we're going with the theory that Kyle doesn't like him, but isn't necessarily sold that he's a franchise guy, I think Kyle would show it. Look, for 17 games, you're going to watch this. I'm going to hold your eyes open, and you are going to watch him, like I've told you, not be able to perform, like I've told you. And then this next offseason, since you gave the draft to Saleh, this next offseason, you're giving that first rounder to me, and you're getting me the quarterback that I want. And that's how I think it's actually going to be.
Prize Picks will give you $50 when you play your first $5 lineup. Win or lose, you'll get $50 for playing. Use promo code COHN, COHN, and download the app now. All I know is that when teams invest heavily in a quarterback, typically there are some corresponding moves. And those corresponding moves are on the offensive line for obvious reasons. The Niners did not make those corresponding moves. Instead, they signed Mac Jones and they signed Luke Farrell. And when asked, like, what is Luke Farrell going to add to this offense? Kyle's like, well, it's so nice to be able to have a tight end who can block a 9 technique on pass plays so that Christian and George can get out in the pattern. Yeah, that sounds great. But that's exactly how Brock got hurt the first time against Philly, with the tight end trying to block a 9 technique on a play action pass. So I just wonder, like, the offensive line is worse than last year. They're going to be doing more of these tight end blocking defensive ends on play action passes. I hope. Do you think Brock Purdy's got? How many games do you think Brock Purdy plays this year?
14. I think he's going to
14.
hurt his throwing arm again, and then he's going to sit.
14.
I think he's going to. I think they're going to go 13. Like I said, 13-4. But I think Purdy's not
13
going to
and
play
a half, more or less, for Brock.
I would take the less.
Coming off, I don't know, man. Yeah, I'm with you.
I think he's
just got a bunch of guaranteed money.
I think he's going to get hurt at the end of the season, and they're going to pray he makes it for playoffs. And then that's where Kyle's going to do what he did with Trey Lance. He's going to draw his line in the sand and say, you either fire me or you give me a quarterback in the first round of this year's draft. I think this next year's draft, I think especially the way they structured Brock Purdy's deal, is Kyle saying, if Brock Purdy is not good this year, I want my quarterback. And you are giving me my quarterback. And we can keep Purdy for another year so that my quarterback can learn. But I want my quarterback. And this deal was the York saying, okay, sounds good. But if Purdy's good, you're keeping him. And Kyle's saying, okay, deal.
Well, all I know is that the starting offensive line on Thursday was Spencer Burford, Ben Barnes, Jake Brendel, Dominic Pooney, and Colton Kivitz. It was
sounds like an all-pro lineup to me.